Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Looks like you guys had a bit of news overnight, eh? While I was sleeping, big spike down to that 7104 level in the overnight. And it's funny, I was looking at this earlier thinking, wow, will we get back into the previous day's range? And we're already back in it. So, overnight inventory is 100% short. So, all of the, all of the trading is below yesterday's close. That's why we had a big move up. So when you have a news event, it goes down, comes back up, builds out some inventory, and then stabilizes, and then right back up. Sorry, my voice is still messed up, guys. I'm trying to get rid of this cold, but it's just a pain in the butt. So let's go take a look and see what you can do for business today. Overnight POC is now back above. That point of control is where the inventory is priced. It was down here. It moved up. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait till London opens in 9 minutes. When it does, we're going to see where the bid is. Do we stay inside yesterday's range? Or do we come back down into this area? An area I would really be looking at on a liquidation is down to 71.30 because there's a lot of stops here. The more stops you have, the more people are lined up there using them. Oh, and thanks, Bram. I have not set VWAP on the old chart here. I'm cheating. I'm still not feeling really well, so I'm cheating and using yesterday's balance zones. So you'll have to forgive me for that. Let's go see where the heck VWAP is. Where's VWAP? Little distribution here above VWAP. This must have been some sort of news. I don't even know what was the news that came out at that time. Anyone? No, yes. Must have been something probably war related. And those of you, those of you who have been with me for a while know that this is a horrible type of candle to trade right here. It's a little distribution. They're taking this, they're taking this. and this, selling it up here. So it's a very tight range, very choppy. Always wait for an edge, my friends. Always wait for an edge. Hey, Badir, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, I'm not going to be on for long today, folks. Try and save my voice for the afternoon session. I'm like really plugged up this morning. So yesterday I must have sounded a bit better. Today it's a bit bad again. Yeah, tough. It's a tough trading environment, John. What I would suggest, because you've been away for a while and we haven't spoken, John, if you want to get back into it, I suggest you go and look at all the videos that I did before I got sick. There is a war going on. The trading environment is going to be very difficult. There's not going to be a lot of edges. You're going to have to be very patient. Wait for the edge. There's a lot of times you're not going to trade. There's a lot of times that you're just going to be sitting and waiting. And that's just the nature of the business. Sometimes business is good, sometimes business is shit. And that's just the way life is. We have very unpredictable order flow at the best of times. So, you know, I would stick to the one trade I taught you. Look for the look below and fail. Map out your sellers. Yeah. Always just keep the discipline. It's the only thing that's really going to help. And remember, any money you do make, and I can't say this enough, I know it's usually falls on deaf ears because, everybody wants to quit their job and trade for a living. This is not a good time to be quitting your day job. You'll want to have multiple sources of income. I was speaking to someone yesterday. They were very frustrated. They said that they had to take a different job and the job doesn't pay as much, and they're frustrated that the trading's not making up the difference. Well, yeah, that's life. Just spend less money. That's, what else are you going to do, right? Yeah, chop is due to uncertainty. Exactly. Yes. I'm just typing in Discord because it's just easier for me to do that. See what happens when London opens. I'm looking for a move lower when London opens. Excuse me, cheapers. Dear God. I'm looking for a move lower. I'll be looking for 40, 38, and then these stops down here at 30. Now, what's the goalie? The goalie is VWAP. If we can't break VWAP, we'll get a bounce and chop around. It'll be choppy and slow because the market right now, John, is trying to determine whether we stay inside yesterday's range or if we sell down underneath it. So that's what you got to watch for. So for right now, there is no trade. Remember yesterday, same thing. We had bids. You know, you were looking for a look below and fail, a look above and fail. You're in a choppy distribution zone. The first thing that you need to do is get some sort of situational awareness. When you come in and you look at a market and you see how tight the candles are, you know it's a bad trading environment for retail. Well, the first step in this process, John, is admitting you don't know what's going on. Once you admit you don't know what's going on, your mind opens up and you can actually start processing information instead of having bias or thinking you know what's going to happen because you don't. That's a critical step in retail trading is admitting, hey, you know what? I have no idea what's going on. Every morning I come in, I look at these screens, I go, I have no clue what's going on. Let's see what. Then you got to sit and watch this chart, watch progress, look at the candles. Here comes London. It's open. It's 4 ticks. So right now you go, okay, business is slow. There's sellers here. You got sellers at 71.44. They stopped selling at 71.40. The candles are slow. The price action is slow. Let the large sellers work this out. I'm looking for a liquidation lower. If we don't get it, it's more of the same. It really is a difficult trading environment these days. Times of war generally are. Testing yesterday's low here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, while you're in Hawaii, it'd probably be best if you watch Globex. I mean, RTH is okay, but hey, I mean, we've had that discussion before. Why am I looking for lower? London usually corrects inventory lower. But if we don't, then the market's telling us it's bid at 71.40. There is no clear direction right now. And that really is frustrating for a lot of people. But as a retail trader, you have to sit and go, is it time for me to do business now, or should I leave and come back in a little while? Right? So say you are looking for lower. Say you go in short 42. Stop 43. You know there's bids at 40, so there's not much cash in your trade. So say you're looking for longer. I would not go long unless it clears 44, 45, and I'd be long to 47, and then you're going to have sellers up here at 48, 49. So you have to determine, is the risk worth me taking the trade? Or should I wait for better price action? Right? I always look for lower when London opens, because generally it does go lower and take the lower stops. If it can't take out that lower 71.40 stop, it'll turn and rotate higher. If the order flow is really slow, it'll just chop around and drive you crazy. A lot of people, just because you want to make money doesn't mean the market's going to give it to you. And that's something that you have to realize and you have to internalize. Sometimes business is just crap. See, like right now, there's no reason to put any money at risk. I don't even have my trading software open. And I've been watching this for about 20, 30 minutes before I got on voice. I was looking at it and going, oh my God, distribution balance again, above VWAP. We're selling everything that we bought under 37 from 40 to 44. That's a wholesale business. If you're not a wholesale trader and you're not long 5,000 contracts under 37, what's the point of you trying to do business for a quick flip here, right? You got to use the old peanut, my friends. You got to use some common sense in trading. Remember, this is a business. You are small business people. Sometimes business is good for us, and then sometimes it's very slow. So, unfortunately, now is one of those times. If you can keep from losing money when you're not supposed to be trading, you're going to be 90% ahead of the game. I'm just going to give it another couple of minutes here. Let's see if we can get over that 71.44 seller. If not, we'll shut it down and come back in the afternoon. Until this situation in the Middle East is resolved, you're going to see this kind of price action. You'll have to wait hours for a good trade. Traders who trade positions will have to scale down on size. Smart people only trade when the edge is there. Gamblers and desperate people trade when there's no edge. I was watching, a show from the 1920s and watching how the Kennedy guy, all he was doing was insider trading and things like that. But even those guys only put money on when they had a sure thing. They didn't just go throwing their money around. You got to wait for your opportunity like a sniper. Otherwise, you're just going to waste bullets that you don't have, right? The problem with us, we can't be wrong $10,000 here, $5,000 there. It doesn't work. You don't have that kind of latitude. So just things will change. They always do. Like an old wise man once said, you just got to be there for the turn. If you're not there for the turn, it's because you've blown your account. Let's see if we can get back over 44. Give it another minute or two here. Nope. Okay, folks. So wait a little while. If you want to, if you're looking for trades, long over 44, and I wouldn't short this thing until it got under VWAP. So be aware of that. Thank you so much. I'm gonna hop My voice is starting to go again. Thanks for your patience. Be smart. Okay? Hey, Raj, thanks, brother. Excuse me. I will see you folks at 2 p.m. Well, I'll be on at 2:15. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you later on this afternoon. Be safe out there. Thanks so much. Bye for now.